What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel Money Moves with K. I am K, and today we're going to talk about 5 websites to find bank-owned properties that no one talks about, okay? But before we start, I want to talk about my push to get to 100,000 subscribers by my birthday month of July, okay? I've got a lot of feedback from folks who were born in July, and whether you're born in July or not, I really appreciate the support. Go ahead and look and see if you're subscribed. You may be getting my content, but you are not subscribed. So I advise you to go ahead and do that so the content doesn't disappear, because these deals will disappear very quickly, all right? But for now, let's go ahead and get to work. Let's get to it. So the first website I want to discuss is called, and all of these are banks or lending institutions. I think I don't have on this list, I don't have any credit unions, but I do discuss credit unions in the future. And I've done a couple videos in the past where I do discuss credit unions. So we'll say lending institutions just to wrap around everything, okay? So the first website I want to talk about is Centennial Bank. Centennial Bank is located in, their headquarters are in Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas. So I'll look down because I have these notes written to see where their headquarters are so that I can give you correct and accurate information. So as I was on this website, I just noticed that there are a ton of deals on this website, and they give you a plethora of opportunities to invest in these properties, whether it be land, commercial properties, or residential properties. They're here, okay? Also, I want you to understand that a lot of these websites or a lot of these banks lend to everybody. It's not just in Arkansas. So as you can see, you see Florida here, you see Texas, you see, let's see, it was a property down here in Florida, Texas, still Arkansas, of course, Texas. So it's a ton of different areas where you can invest in. I saw a property up here. Let's see, this one right here, Memphis, Texas. I thought it was Tennessee, but Memphis, Texas. $69,000, and the deals range, okay? So obviously, according or depending on where you're trying to invest or where you see the deal, it could be a low price, pretty steal, or it could be a very high price. So you just kind of have to go through them and really do your research and look at the comps in the area to see if this even is a good deal or not. Whether it's bank owned or not, some bank owned properties are not deals. That's a fact. But there are some gems, some hidden gems out there, and I really want you to look at them and do your due diligence. Of course, you already know. All right, I always stress due diligence. Check this out. This is a commercial property in Pampa, Texas. I'm trying to say that correctly. My apologies if I did not. But Pampa, Texas, Gray County, $89,000. I'm actually looking into getting into the commercial space. It's just a great opportunity. And yeah, I'll talk about that in future videos. But for now, I did want to bring to you Centennial Bank. Now you might say, Kay, how do I get here? I actually had to Google this as well. So this is how I do my process. So go into Google, and I want you to type in Centennial Bank, bank-owned properties, and it'll pull up directly to the site, okay? Centennial Bank, bank-owned properties. There's actually a tab once you go to the main page. Let me go to the main page. There's a tab up here that says bank-owned real estate. Click that, and it takes you exactly where I was, right? So that's Centennial Bank. That's the first one. The second website I want to go over is First National Bank, Alaska. So I'm going to show Alaska some love today. And the reason why I'm going to show Alaska some love today is because I haven't ever talked about Alaska as far as finding cheap properties or bank-owned properties and stuff like that. But when I saw this list, I saw a triplex, and that got my antennas going because I'm like, whoa, hold on. So a triplex, I don't know the cost of the triplex. I just know that it's a triplex. That is a great opportunity, potentially. Of course, it's subjective. It may be too expensive. It may need a ton of repair. I don't know if, looking at this picture, I don't know if it's a tarp right here. Yeah, so you see the blue tarp. What's my idea in my head? I'm thinking, what's wrong with it? But wow, a triplex. That's interesting. So keep that in mind. So these are all properties, and I gave this to you in this month is March 2025 because you can still catch a lot of these properties before it's too late, right? So all of these are past March. So this is April, and you have June, July. Okay. And my husband was actually stationed. He was prior military. He's a veteran now. He's retired. But he was stationed in Alaska, and he loves Alaska. So maybe that's why in the back of my head, I was like, I'll show Alaska a little love. So make sure when you go to, let me scroll up here. When you go to First National Bank, if you click the business tab, and you go down under real estate, click property sales, and it'll bring you right to where I am right now. Okay. So that's how you get there. First National Bank, Alaska. All right. So those are some properties. The next bank I want to talk about, or the next website I want to talk about, is First Horizon. First Horizon Bank is headquartered in Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, Memphis, Tennessee. And it has a lot of properties as well for you to rummage through and check out and see if it's a good deal for you. Okay, that's the whole big thing. Like, it might be a good deal. It might not be a good deal for others, but for you, you might say, I can do this property. By the way, a lot of these banking or lending institutions do offer financing as well. So keep that in mind. You could potentially get some financing through the bank that you're purchasing it from. And these are a lot of properties, in my opinion, because some sites I go to may have one property. So to see more than 5 properties, I'm like, in my head, it's a lot of properties. Okay. So that's why I said that. So they, although their headquarters are in Memphis, Tennessee, they do lend in Florida, as you see up here, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, and the list goes on. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this property and this website. And below here, I think this, if I click here, I think this actually takes me, I don't know if it, okay, cool. So at the very bottom, I clicked foreclosed properties for sale, and it pulled up some additional properties and their prices. So yeah, that is First Horizon Bank. That's firsthorizon.com. And on this one, there wasn't a necessary area where you can click and bring you right here. So I would suggest that you Google First Horizon Bank, REO properties or bank owned properties, and it'll pull you directly to here, and you can kind of check it out for yourself. The next bank or website I want to talk about, I've never heard of this bank ever. All right, because they don't have many branches. Okay, is Concordia Bank and Trust Co. All right, that's kind of a mouthful. Concordia Bank and Trust Co. All right, so this particular bank is headquartered, I do believe, in Louisiana, and you have both Mississippi properties and Louisiana properties. Mississippi has something to do with this bank. I don't know if they bought the bank or not necessarily sure. I looked at the history briefly, but I think my point is I wanted to bring you some great information on where to find these bank-owned properties. And this is a website directly from the bank that has these listings for you, okay? So what I would suggest is that you really look at these properties. Go to Google Earth. Highlight this. It has a map right here, but sometimes it's not the map that I prefer to see. So I want to see like street view. How does everything look? You can go to Google Earth and do that. Just highlight this, copy it into Google Earth, and it'll pull it up for you. So keep that in mind. So they have it broken down into houses and lots. So it may be, land that you're purchasing, or it may be an actual home, or it may be a commercial building down here. So keep that in mind. So this again is, and they're a member of the FDIC, Concordia Bank and Trust Co. Check it out. All right. The last bank I want to talk to you, I'm going to go back to Alaska and show Alaska a little bit of love, a little bit more love, is Northrim Bank. Okay. So Northrim Bank is in Anchorage, Alaska as well, and they lend to folks in this area. Now, what I found very fascinating is that they have the sale location of where the sale will be, but they also highlight additional information. So if you click on these tabs, I'll click on this one, for example, they break it down and give you a little bit more information. You could discuss or look at the terms. You can look at where to go, who to contact. All that good information is here at Northrim Bank, but I like how they put it in a just a spreadsheet for you, or not a spreadsheet, but just a one-page pager, right? So you can kind of see what you're getting and what to look forward to. All right. So this is Northrum Bank. To get here, again, I had to go to Google. So just type in Google Northrum, and I'll go to the top so you can see how to spell it. Northrum Bank, bank-owned properties, and it'll pull you here. These are foreclosures that the bank has on hand, and they are ready to sell. Always do your due diligence with these properties, guys. Of course, I always preach that. And yeah, you can really find some really good deals on these websites. So I wanted to bring it to you, all right? If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and in the comment section, put bank owned. It allows me to know that you got to this far or this point in the video, and I truly do appreciate it. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I know I can get there with you guys. So again, I appreciate it. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.